ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
Police hoping to bring investigations involving that triple shooting that happened on Sunday past to a close. There's one piece of the puzzle needed to make it happen. They're looking for 29-year-old Ernest Forrest of Seabreeze Lane and Molly Street. Forrest is described as dark brown, about 5 feet 9 inches tall, and medium build. If you can help police catch up to 29-year-old Ernest Forrest, call them at 919-911 or your nearest police station. A number of family islands are still recovering from Hurricane Irene, and while natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, and earthquakes can take lives and often destroy landscape, there is untold damage that happens to a person's emotional health. In comes psychiatrist Timothy Barrett. Fern Carey picks up the story.
Psychiatrist Dr. Timothy Barrett believes all natural disasters affect us in some way, and that's why he says it's important to recognize how people respond during a catastrophe in order to provide effective mental and emotional help afterwards.
The injuries that take place in terms of psychological trauma, they cannot be seen outwardly. And this is the problem, because a lot of people want to keep a brave face, want to say, well, I'm strong, and a lot of people are going through chaos and confusion inside, but can't say that to people around them.
After Hurricane Irene, Dr. Barrett says mental health teams were on the ground counseling residents impacted by the storm. However, he says anyone in the community can provide assistance to those traumatized by a disaster.
But I think our responsibility is to train a core of people in the community to be ready to respond, who will volunteer their services and be prepared to go, just like a lot of people were willing to go and respond when the earthquake in Haiti took place.
And because many people have complex emotional reactions before, during, and after a disaster, the psychiatrist believes long-term interventions such as psychological first aid is the best approach.
You provide care that is gentle and kind, where you seek to be a source of support and a resource for people on an ongoing basis, where you listen more than talk, where you do not advise, you don't tell them how lucky they are to be alive and how things could have been worse.
Fern Carey, ZNS News.
An internationally renowned herbalist visiting the Bahamas. He's educating Bahamians about herbs that he says heals the body. Among the topics that came up, preventing dengue fever. Cyan Thompson takes a closer look.
He's no stranger to Hollywood's A-list, from people like Eddie Murphy to members of the music group of TLC. Dr. Sebi uses herbs to create what he calls natural vegetation cell food. The herbalist recently conducted an educational lecture in the capital addressing various health issues in the Bahamas, including diabetes, hypertension, cancers, sickle cell, herpes, AIDS, among others. But the health issue that has everyone talking is dengue fever. Dr. Sebi believes the breakdown in the immune system causes one to be susceptible to getting dengue fever. Things like poor eating habits and the accumulation of toxins in the body, he says, are among the causes.
Iron is the only magnetic mineral. So yes, dengue requires, to prevent dengue, is to strengthen the body. You would never get dengue.
Fighting inflammation and plaque in the body is the foundation Dr. Sebi uses for getting rid of any disease. The herbs, he says, does the healing work. We asked Dr. Sebi about healing herbs here in the Bahamas. He listed native plants like blue vervain, pond bush, and the touch-me-not. Right now, Dr. Sebi is conducting an extensive research on herbs grown in the Bahamas.
Yes, electric food and native plants made by God Almighty. I use the herb that the Bible prescribed. The Bible talks about the herbs, not only in the book of Genesis, Revelation and Ezekiel, and other books too. So I decided to say, well, let me try God.
Dr. Sebi looks at food beyond the natural eye. He sees the right foods as energy and life-giving sources. The herbalist says if only people would get their eating on track, it would improve their health.
If you don't know what to put in your mouth, it doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are or your philosophical posture. It doesn't matter. You better know what you're supposed to put in your mouth.
Dr. Sebi advocates that each person should take responsibility for their health by learning their bodies and making a conscious decision to improve their health. Cyan Thompson, ZNS News.